sports bettors and Moonbet family. It is Jason here with your Moonbet daily betting picks, crypto sports betting picks available at moonbet.io. We've got these games and many more. And remember that every single new player who registers gets a 100% bonus on their first deposit up to $250, whether you deposit with Bitcoin, Binance Coin, Ethereum, Doge, USDT, play with whatever currency you want. You are going to get a match up to $250 on your very first deposit. It's an instant deposit bonus. That means you get it in your account immediately, no wait, no free spins, no long terms and conditions, just the ability to make one of these bets or whichever other bet you want at the Moonbet Sportsbook and Casino. The bonus is good for the sportsbook and for the casino, so you have the flexibility to play however you want. So we're going to jump back into the sports betting picks. You can see I'm doing this actually from my couch. I had a little bit of an accident on the soccer field last week, so I have an ankle injury, not able to move around so much. So you can see the old school Moonbet logo in the background here. And I'm going to be doing it like this for a little while as I can't really be too mobile. So we are on a pretty hot streak so far. We are 13-9 on the year. Obviously, a couple of days off from the betting picks last week because I had some things to attend to. But we're going to be back every single day this week with betting picks. Usually the same formula: one tennis match during the day, one soccer match in the night, and then one either NBA or NHL playoff, or maybe a baseball game in the evening, depending on what sports we've got going on. So let's jump into today's betting picks. The first betting pick that we have is at the ATP in Lyon, and we are going to pick Richard Gasquet to beat John Millman. Both of these players have been not having the great year on clay. Gasquet did do pretty well a few weeks ago in Estoril, making the quarterfinals where he lost to eventual winner Sebastian Baez. Well, Millman's only notable win on the clay courts this year was against Dominic Thiem, who of course is coming back from injury and still hasn't won a match. So while that looks good on paper, we can't really count it when we're considering the large scheme of things. The reason why we're going to go with Gasquet to win at 1.6 is that he's had a great history in Lyon. It's one of his home tournaments, obviously being French, obviously probably being maybe the last time that he plays here. And last year he made the quarterfinals and he beat Diego Schwartzman in this stage. It was his first win over a top 10 player in 2 years. So clearly he is a fan of playing in Lyon. Back when it was an indoor tournament, he actually won it twice. So it definitely has a long history, even though the tournament may have changed. It just shows he's in France, he's in a city that he's comfortable with, and he's got a lot of history of doing well at this tournament. Millman, on the other hand, not necessarily a clay court player. Decent, great player all around, as in solid, but not really great to step up when he's playing, a better opponent. The match is usually on the racket of the other opponent, and we think in this case, Gasquet, playing at home, playing on clay, playing in a familiar setting, should be able to take the win. I was surprised to see it at 1.6. Thought it would be about 1.45, 1.5. So I think that there's a lot of value here. That match is kicking off at about 1:30 GMT time, around there, not before. So maybe 1:30, 2 o'clock or so. So you can bet on that at moonbet.io. Just head over to tennis and ATP Lyon. The next match we have is actually an early match in the Serie A. It's kicking off at 5:30 GMT today, and it is between Sampdoria and Fiorentina, two teams which have had vastly different seasons. Fiorentina is in the running still for a Europa League spot. They currently sit seventh in the table, but with a win, they would be on par in points with the fifth place teams. So this is a very important opportunity for them to take. And with this, obviously, they can make it a big push for the last weekend to finish in one of those very coveted Europa League spots. I mean, it's very important for these teams because if they finish up there, then they have the potential to earn a lot more money next year. So these next two games are very crucial. While Sampdoria, on the other hand, have not been in having a great season. They're near the bottom of the table. They haven't been so great at home. They just haven't been anything special, nothing much to say about them, and not too much to play for at the moment. Well, Fiorentina has, virtually everything to play for in these last two matches. Fiorentina is on a two-game winning streak. They did have a rough patch where they lost 4 games in a row, but it looks like they're back on the upswing and they really want to finish the season strong. Again, this is one of those bets where I thought that Fiorentina would have lower odds just because of the importance in the match and also the quality. They have a very good team. They have a solid team. They had some injuries earlier in the season, which had hampered them. The one thing is that Sampdoria is looking to see if they're going to get Sensi back, but we're still not sure. It's going to be a game time decision. If he does play, he may be coming off the bench, or he may be, in a limited role because he's not 100%. So in that regard, once again, we are going to say that Fiorentina should come away. It is an away match, but they should come away with the victory and put themselves in a great spot over the last week to hopefully challenge for a Europa League position. And finally, for the last match of the night, we go to St. James Park in Newcastle, where Newcastle will be hosting Arsenal. Arsenal, once again, are in a very important fight for the Champions League position, which would be something that could, basically save their season. They did get dealt a blow yesterday when Tottenham won 1-0 against Burnley, so they are on the outside looking in. So this is a very important match for them. One of the reasons why it's going to be very difficult is they're playing in Newcastle, and Newcastle has been fantastic at home in the second half of the season. They've only lost one match at home in their last 6 games, and that was to Liverpool. So obviously, that's not too much to be discounted for because Liverpool's one of the top teams in the world right now. And in fact, this year only Liverpool, Manchester City, Chelsea, and one other team have actually beaten Newcastle at home. They've been very solid. They've been getting a lot of draws and a lot of victories over the lower table teams. So it's very possible that Newcastle is going to hold Arsenal off. Another reason is that Arsenal has a ton of injuries, specifically in the defense. So they're going to go with a untested uh, center back pairing today. And what is even more troubling is their wing backs are also injured. So this is going to give a lot of opportunity for Newcastle to score goals. Arsenal can definitely score, but they've had a lot of problems with defense over the last few weeks, as we've seen. So there's a lot of opportunity for Newcastle to pick up, 1 or 2 goals, and really, they're really playing for a moral victory at the moment. They don't necessarily have anything to play for as far as the tables go, but as we've seen in the second half of the season, they've really turned things around, going from the relegation zone up to getting close to that 10th position, and they really just want to finalize everything on a high note. Obviously, with the influx of money that's coming in, all the players have incentives to do well because they want to keep their jobs. With the off season coming up and the transfer window, where there are going to be many attempts to purchase big players, all the players who can put forth their best showing in these final few matches are going to hope to secure their positions for next year, stay on the team, or if they are going to be traded, be transferred, show off to any potential suitors how well they can play. So for that reason, we're going to take Newcastle plus 0.5, or also we can call it Newcastle not to lose or draw slash Newcastle at a very juicy 2.14. Well, this game is important for Arsenal. It's a game that, they have a lot of issues with an injury. They're going into a stadium in St. James Park where it's very difficult to win this year, and not sure that they have, the skill, the players at the moment to get it done. Maybe a few months ago they would have been a huge favorite, but even just by telling them the odds makers are doubting them. So we have a big opportunity with Newcastle plus 0.5 today. So those are the betting picks for the day. We've got Richard Gasquet in Lyon kicking off in a few hours. We've got Fiorentina in the early match of 5:30 GMT in the Serie A, and we have Newcastle at 8 p.m. GMT in the Premier League. All of those you can bet at moonbet.io. And once again, all new players receive a 100% deposit bonus up to $250. So if you put $50 of crypto in, we're going to give you $50 bonus. If you put 250, we're going to give you $250 in bonus. It's a great promotion. It's a great way for you to try out Moonbet, to try out these bets, virtually no risk and all the possibility of reward. So thanks again for watching, and we will be back tomorrow with all of our new betting picks for May 17th. Good luck.